I lost the Zoom. There we go. Hi, friends. Welcome to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Teri Angel here for a meditation a day. Today, we are doing what we call meditation excavation. That's where Teri and I go into meditation together. We invite you to join us. We have no idea where it's taking us, but we just share with you everything Spirit is sharing with us. So we're both on the road today, so we're just thankful for Zoom and technology and the ability to be here together with you. So Teri Angel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ruth. It's great to be here, especially in the middle of the week. It's like a little boost to make it through the rest of the work week. All right, let's begin. We always begin with the breath. So just get comfortable wherever you are. If you're driving, don't close your eyes, but if you can safely, close your eyes because it shuts out all those distractions. And focus on the breath. Breathe in slowly and deeply into your lungs. And as you do so, just keep doing that, keep repeating, and we'll call in our angels to join us. First, we call in Archangel Raphael, then Michael, Angel Gabriel, and Uriel to complete the set of 4 angels surrounding us. Uriel invites us to go deeper. So with your next breath, see it flowing down the length of your body and at the bottom of your feet. And let's connect with our Earth planet. Pachamama, as she is known to the indigenous people. And just feel that energy, the nurturing, balancing, centering energy. And let that surround you, let it bring you to a good space, and breathe it back up from her energy into your heart. We'll anchor that into the heart center. And then with the next breath, we're going to go upward. So we go up and out, spreading into the universe, right to the great central sun of the Creator, connecting in here with the Creator, which I call it God, call any name you want, and all of divinity. We invite in Divine Mother, Christ, all ascended masters and loved ones, spirit beings that surround us and help us when we reach out. Breathe that energy back now down into your heart to anchor there with the earth energy, bringing us to a really good balanced place as we go into meditation today. And it just feels like a cocoon, like a blanket that wraps around. Feel the warmth of it. I have a very special fleece blanket that I have with me at all times. And that's what anchoring in like this reminds me of. Wrapping up in warmth, feeling secure and safe. And know that only love and light can enter now into this space we are in to do the meditation.
Thank you, Teri.
Feels very warm today. Yeah, there's cold weather setting in many places, and Ruth, I know you're in one of those places. And so this blanket just feels delightful to snuggle into.
Yeah, I have a very thick blanket on my lap at the moment, and it's just grounding me in.
Mm-hmm.
So, Teri, this was interesting because Divine Mother was there front and center, and she was showing me if this has to do with dimensions. And you and I have been talking off camera about dimensions for a couple days now. And I know she has shown us this before when we were going to pull together that book on dimensions. It is the same visual, which is if you put yourself in the middle of, let's say, a tire, and it's got all these spokes around it. So just take half of that. So you've got a half a circle, you're in the epicenter, you're in the center. I don't know what the word is. And there's all of these different spokes going out. Well, all of those different spokes are different dimensions, different options. And you, starting your day, have all of these options of what path you're going to go down, what energy, what frequency you're going to put yourself in, what you're going to focus on. And it's all options. And if you go down one, you can pull off onto another one. You can move to another one. But we have so many options about where we're going to put our energy every single day.
And every moment of every day.
Right.
We're constantly making decisions and choices about things for our life. Yeah, they just showed me that intersection. It's like when these dimensions flow into another dimension, it could be for a moment, it could be just peaking, or maybe we choose to go into that dimension and allow ourselves to be taught. What's this all about?
This so loops into what we were talking about just yesterday, Teri, which is, depending on which algorithms you've got working for you, you can be getting like YouTube feeds about the end of the world, whether it's going to be destruction, whether it's going to be Armageddon, whether there's going to be a rapture, whether there's going to be a splitting of the earth into two earths. And you can choose to go down any one of those roads. And I believe whichever road you go down is what you're going to experience. So this is sort of a graphic example of that line of thinking. So Divine Mother just took like a fan. It's like this was all drawn out in the sand because she just took that fan and moved it and moved all of that sand away. So now it's just a blank slate. And she put the earth in front of us. The same different dimension strokes, lines coming out of the earth. Can you see that, Teri?
I do.
So now, because I was asking, okay, so what does that mean? So now she's showing me how the sun moves across the earth. So we're seeing like a day go by. And I'm seeing how the lights are turning on as the sun is coming, as the darkness is coming to different areas, then the lights turn on, and then the lights turn off and it's dark, and then as dawn comes to different areas. She's going, don't overthink this. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing as we are very impacted by the sun, whether it's nighttime, whether it's daytime, whether it's morning, time to get up, time to go to bed. We're all very impacted by that. That's one of the factors that influences greatly our lives, right? Where we are on the dimensions. So that's a huge factor.
It is, and that is light. We're told that we are light workers, right? So we are drawn to the light. We're guided by light. The sun, I think, is just a symbol of God, of the divine light.
Yeah, this part's for me. So it was things that don't scare you in the daylight. If you get scared of them at night, it's just an interesting thing how the darkness impacts the fear level.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's driving in the dark or walking someplace in the dark that you would have been fine to walk in the day. But Teri, along the lines of where you were going with God and light and divine light, and she's just putting God energy, God light over that entire globe right now. So everything is in the light, even though parts would strategically be in the dark. It just opens it up and raises the vibration. So remembering to call in the energy of God into your darkness.
And it's like the sunlight we see with our physical eyes, whereas the divine light we use our spiritual eyes. And we're able to see light even if it's dark outside or dark in a room or wherever you are. Just call in the divine light and it does brighten up the room. It's just like the experiments that have been done with somebody in a cold room. If you envision heat, your body temperature changes. So call in the divine light and watch how things open up. And I was just doing that as you were talking, Ruth. It's like with my eyes closed, I can still see a bright light. It's the source. We know where the source is. So we can flip the switch and turn it on.
Yeah, I heard the words self-imposed darkness.
Mm-hmm.
When we're actually choosing to remain disconnected from source. Well, let me rephrase that. Where we choose to feel like we are disconnected from source because we're never disconnected from source.
Right. But fear can make us feel that way. If we feel that we're a victim, we can feel separate and stay in that energy of the darkness.
It's all about choice. In the
It
same
is.
way. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just heard that not everybody wants to come to the light. So it is a choice to do that.
In the same way that we can choose whatever direction we want to go in the morning, whatever energy we want to put ourselves in, that's all about choice too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I'm hearing is one of the greatest gifts that we have and one of the greatest strengths that we have is the ability to choose, knowing that our choices make differences, right? Make different options.
Mm-hmm.
Your greatest gift and your greatest strength, your greatest power is choice. I think we don't realize how fortunate we are when we've got choices, even if it's only the choice of how am I going to react to that, still a choice.
It really is free will. You're not forced to do anything. I can either look at the light, go to the light, or turn out the light. But we make that choice. Don't have somebody forcing us to do it.
Well, the choice of how am I going to spend my time? What am I going to bring into my brain?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that is such a choice. What
Right.
am I going to let influence me? Huge choice. Teri, I know.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what we choose to allow into our brains that impacts us. I know you're spending more and more time with the Bible, and that is impacting how you're going through your day.
Yes, absolutely. And my thought was the more awareness we have of the choices we're making, the more empowered we are. Because if we're thinking that there's somebody making those choices for us, then we're putting ourselves in victimhood. But if we can see, oh, I decided to pick up the Bible again, or I decided to go to church, or I decided to expand my my crowd, my role in the world, and showing up and shining a light to others. That's a decision we make. If there's a loneliness that comes in, look at the choices. Did you choose to seclude? Did you choose to not go to an event you were invited to? It's all about the choices and being aware that we can do something. We can go and do and be and show up. It really does shape our world, these decisions that we make every moment of every day.
So, Divine Mother is being cheeky this morning. What she just was talking to me about was algorithms. How, I mean, we equate algorithms to computers, right?
Right.
And what she's showing, and it really mirrors the law of attraction, that we all have our own algorithms. And if you go with the premise that when you get up in the morning and you choose which of these directions you're going to go down, you start bringing in more of that same energy to you. So we're creating our own algorithm. So that has nothing to do with computers. It has everything to do with drawing in the energy and the connections and the conversations that you're going to have throughout your day. We're the creator of this.
Yeah. Yes, we truly are. So we can choose to pick up the phone and call somebody, right? And then that might lead to something else. So that's the algorithm. That's putting yourself there in a place and then watching the events that unfold as you take action, as you do something. As we put a post on social media, that's going to click on other things similar to it. So, what are we putting into our world that's positive so that other positive can be drawn to it? That's the question, and that's really what the angels talked about last night with me when I sat in meditation with them. What are we feeding our soul as we go about each day?
Linda Dirks, God bless her, used to say, is that a ping? Meaning, is that in alignment? Does that feel good? Does it, continue to raise the vibration higher? Or is it something like, I want to say like clank, but I know that's not the right word, but I'm not sure what the right word was. But meaning, did that just like throw a kink in the works and cause the vibration to go a little flatter? And I've got a great example of that. I was at a Abraham Hicks conference just this last weekend, and Esther was talking about flying into our airport, which is DIA, Denver International Airport. Last time I was in DIA, and the last couple of times, it's all under construction. I mean, it's everywhere you go, it's under construction. And Esther said when she flew into DIA, and what a beautiful airport it is, and I must have made a noise like or something like that, and I could feel the people around me like bristle to that, just that little sound. And I thought, oh, this is a fascinating study on energy right here, right now, because I'm not that person that, throws out the negative barbs. And I did just like that. And boy, did I feel it. It was a fascinating bristling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can tell it with people with attitude, with either a smile or looking at you strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting what happens when a negativity comes out.
Yep. You
Very
can.
interesting. And the same thing with the positive. If you were to have made a positive little sound or, just a smile even, it would have been a different experience, right?
Yep.
We decide. That's the big message. What kind of world do you want to live in?
What kind of world do you want to create to live in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you're not happy with the world you're seeing, right, with your physical eyes, then what can you do?
Yeah,
How can you regain your control, regain your center, and have a more beautiful, pleasant world? Just like Ruth, the example that you were given, you were seeing the construction and the inconvenience of going to that airport where somebody else was like, oh, this is absolutely beautiful. And I have flown into Denver, so I know that experience of seeing the Rockies and coming in then to that beautiful airport. So it's amazing. And I had just thought about this not that long ago about how we can see the world so different, even though we're looking at the same thing.
yep.
We can have two different experiences with the exact same thing.
Absolutely. All about choice, right?
Mhm. Yeah. And regaining your power.
So Divine Mother just used her fan and wiped off the etchings in the sand again. So now it's a blank slate. And she clapped and smiled. So we get those confirmations when we get the message right.
Mm-hmm.
Teri, are you getting that there's anything more here?
Well, I just wanted to share something personal that happened to me recently along the same line. Many times we know our conscious mind knows what to do, what not to do, but yet we do the opposite. Maybe it's peer influence, the crowd, whatever it might be. We might go against what we know to do. And I have a very sensitive system. My human body is it sometimes just intrigues me just to think about what I've been through in this lifetime. But I know like not to put certain foods in my body. I know this. I know what's going to happen. I know the outcome. But sometimes when you're in the company of others that are enjoying something, and like sugar, which my body just cannot handle, you do it anyway. And then you suffer the consequences. So it goes back to that awareness and how willing am I to go against what I already know. And we all do. We all know if we're doing something that's going to lead us down a wrong path or will have consequences of that action. So be more aware when you're making choices because we do choose every moment of every day what we're doing, what we're saying, and just tune in to the guidance. Because, like you said, we'll get confirmations, we'll get the little nudge from the angels of, having that piece of pie is not going to feel good later. So just be aware, open up your awareness to what's going on in your world. And how can you show up in a way that's going to be more beneficial, more pleasing, more conducive to a world that's peaceful or kind. And that's all I wanted to share. It's we make decisions about everything. And just choose wisely, choose better. I love the comment, be a better human. And that's what it comes down to, is how can I be a better human? And better meaning I'm adding to the frequency that's higher, more so than the lower frequency.
Or if you want to, run your own science experiment.
Yeah.
And be not pleasant and see what you get back, because you're going to
Mhm.
get it back.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Teri. Thank you, Divine Mother. That was fun. Yeah,
It
just
was
pay
fun.
attention to
Yeah.
your own algorithms. What are you calling into yourself today?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my life sayings is life is about options. And that's exactly what this meditation is all about.
We have choices.
You have choices. Yeah. Pick a lane and stick with it and see how that goes for you.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, Teri Angel, thank you so much. Friends here at Enlightened World Network, thanks for being with us. It's going to be a year of awe and wonder. It keeps rolling out. So take good care. God bless. We'll see you all soon.
Bye, everyone.
I can't turn it off. There we go.